I'm live. All right, folks, good morning here. If you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead here about 16, 17 minutes before we get into the radio portion side of things. So there you have it. Other than that, I have no idea what else is going on here. See how many of these are outdated. That's outdated. That's outdated. That's outdated. Morning, Waylon. What else is going on here? What's this? That bull sale's done. Like I only got like a handful of sales going on here for the next month until the end of April. So that's it. So what's going on in your life, Waylon? I should really put a new needle on this thing. Todd Mitchell, if you're listening, I'll give you a countdown here in 60 seconds or so. Wayne Muth, good morning. I sound like melted butter. That's the thing about having these mics versus other ones. Kind of a stickler on that sound sometimes. You can adjust it, Yeah. Boy, she blew in last night. Man, did we have wind. Holy smokes. It was southeast easterly winds last night. I mean, it was cranking up. I bet you we hit at least 50 plus mile an hour winds last night. And from the east, southeast. Now they switched to the west, and now they're going to increase up to 50 miles an hour today. So it's going to be blowing this snow all over hell. Man, oh man, do we got drifts. My old goal today is to get down to the mailbox, and I have a hose for my skid steer I got to replace. Oh, Mike Wagner's filling in. What the hell? All right, Mike, I'll give you you and the rest of the stations a time, a back time. No, there's a little delay on here. Hopefully, I'll do it in 30 seconds. Cheers. Ivermectin, almost 2.5, 3 years now. It's been 3 years ago. What was it, yesterday or the day before, since the whole COVID scare started. And I was supposed to die in like a month after using ivermectin. What the hell happened? Give me that. All right. What else going on? Summer fishing tournaments are starting to advertise. So I missed your back timing there, Mike. Sorry about that. How about this? I'll do a 6:55:15. 6:55:15 on Mark. Morning, KGFX. Which one of you guys is working on a Saturday morning down there in Pierre? It just says production on my side. So Karen, see if she's hooked up and got that done. Go back. Yep, Karen's all hooked up. Thanks. Morning, Karen. Kevin Larson. Okay. That's a different name. Kevin, good to have you along, man. How are things in Pierre? Did you guys get all the snow and blowing snow and blizzard conditions that we had here this whole entire week, or what? Not special enough for a full login. Your name's not like, you don't have a name like Big Daddy Dave or something like that where you can have a fancy name. Morning, Eric. How are things down here? Did you somebody how far south did this storm actually hit? That's what I want to know. Man, oh man. Wish I had a portable webcam. I could show you some of the drifts out here in front of the porch. Scott Bulgy, good morning. How the hell are you doing down there? You digging out this morning? Let me take this call off air. Mr. Berg? I know the road like from the mailbox to our turnoff is shit. Yeah, the east west are pretty tough. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend crossing from our mailbox across the V's over there. That son of a bitch that got socked in here. That was bad on Tuesday already. Yeah. Yeah. Last last night was tough. It was bad. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're running plows on the highway, but our county is not doing. I don't think they're doing much. But I'll let you know if I hear anything. I'll text you. But I better keep rolling here, man. All right, be safe, man. See ya. Bye. All right. Sorry, I was all right, folks. Any calves yet? No, no calves yet. Cross my fingers. Shouldn't be here for 2 weeks. I hope. I've been hearing some nasty stories of everything starting early, whether it's AI or bullbred. I heard the bullbred ones are coming early, early, early. Ice passage on there, slippery, windy. Eric, haven't been outside this week. Been kind of laid up with bronchitis. Ooh, at least it's pneumonia like doctor. Yeah, man. I've been really lucky. Here's the thing. I don't know if it works or not. Maybe it's a placebo effect in my head. But try this. Seems to work all right. I got sunlight right there in the curtain coming in my eyeballs. All right, Jesse, you can call anytime there, buddy. Get your audio level set here. Stations, Dave from Minnesota. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. See, that's what neighbors do. I mean, you know, you live in the country when you get calls and say, you know, my wife wants to come up to the place and help Cav this weekend, says staying in town. And how are the roads? There's like 3 different options for them, and all the roads are socked in. And I live kind of, all right, 7 o'clock straight up, 0000, 7 o'clock on mark. All right, 6 minutes to showtime here. Who's this?
Who's this?
Comes up as anonymous.
Darn right I am.
Anonymous.
Give me 1 second here. I got to walk to the other end of the house.
Well, you got long legs. It should only take 1 second. Oh, man. So we're having new siding and new windows on this 1919 built house. That wind put it to the test last night, buddy. Holy balls. Yeah. Not much insulation in the house.
I just don't know. I mean, we were supposed to get the same wind that you had, and I don't know if I slept good or if we just didn't quite get those levels.
You have more protection, better trees, and a newer house?
Yeah, some of it, but there's been some windstorms that have woke me up in our house for sure. But I haven't been outside to really inspect, but I don't know. I don't know what we got up here.
Yeah.
So how my levels?
Good. Waylon Turner says you're probably drinking too many Hams beers before you go to bed, and then you don't hear anything.
You know, I planned on having a massive amount of beverages last night, and it just didn't happen. I just got home from work, and I wasn't feeling it, so I just kind of chilled out. I watched a movie with my girls and went to bed early. So
you're getting to that age.
Yeah, I can only stay up late about once every quarter of the year because then I have to recover for the other 2.5 months.
Seen that when we did the K-Fire Egger International. We're doing radio at 2:30 in the morning, and you were still groggy the next day.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah, we did pull an all-nighter dang near there.
Yeah.
You got to do them once in a while, though.
Well, next week, you going to be at that gun sale? Or you got gymnastics dad duties?
No, I got Caitlin's state gymnastics in Minot.
There you go.
Where's that at? Where's the auction at? Bismarck?
Yeah, it's at the Bismarck. I think it's at the MVets.
Yeah.
Or the old down on Main Street, I think.
It all depends on what day Caitlin's group goes. If she ends up being on Sunday, then I'll run down to it. I probably won't work it, but I'll run down there. But if she's on Saturday, I'll be in Minot all day.
Well, I got Jake the Snake Wagner coming on here next Saturday. He's actually going to be up there the night before for the gun gun auction because of the Baker wild game feed.
Yep.
And so he's going to do it. I'm going to do the show from Jamie Breck's garage.
Oh, sweet.
So
see his setup.
No, I'll take my setup.
Yeah, but check it out.
Yeah. And then do that sale. So I'm going to go up, try to go the night before. I got Wynette going to feed cows for me on Saturday. So
okay.
If I get that depends on if I get dug out this week. Because I got to get those cows out of the winter pasture. I got to get them up. And they got to be out by the 15th. So I mean, I got that. I got to clean out corrals. I got to
3 hours away.
Strum's place. I got to clean that whole thing out so I can get cows moved into there. I got to get those.
Yeah, wish I wasn't 3 hours away. I'd bring the 46 and the blower and just blow for you for 2 days.
Yeah, it'd be plenty of it.
I bet it took me 40 minutes to get from the frontage road to my barn last night.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go silent here for a minute. I'm going to throw a cup of coffee on.
Yeah, we got a minute and a half.
Perfect.
All right, folks here. Stations, minute and a half, just shy of a minute and a half. Staying up late, making it to 10 p.m. It all depends on when you wake up, Gene. Did you know that? I've been waking up at 5:11 every morning. And I voice track. Oh, by the way, folks, if you want to listen to really, I think, pretty decent morning country, classic country radio program, mixed in with some new stuff too as well. RadioBaker.com. I do the morning show for Montana. So there you go. All right. Less than 60 seconds coming up your way. Cheers. This is vitamin water, by the way. Old guy vitamins in the morning. It's my central, whatever they call it. Ten seconds. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Heard all across the Dakota Territory on great radio stations like KGFX out of Pierce, South Dakota, KOLY out of Mobridge, South Dakota, K-Fire 550, Bismarck, Mandan, KCJB in Minot, and KLTC Dickinson, and 6 states, 2 Canadian provinces. Glad to have you around the area and also around the world here on my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, folks that subscribe and come in on there. Appreciate it. And you can find that on YouTube at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Good to have you along here this morning. I'm Scott Bachmeyer, and it's kind of a free-for-all weekend. And the phone lines are whatever you want to talk about. Let's talk about this, okay? If you have something that grinds your gears, we can do that as well. was going to have one of the representatives from South Dakota legislature on with me here this morning. Unfortunately, death in the family kept him from coming on this morning. So our prayers and wishes and everything to your family if you guys are listening down there. Hopefully everything goes well for you guys today. Our thoughts are with you, and hopefully the weather treats you well. The weather up here at the ranch, I'll tell you this right now, broadcasting out of the bunkhouse this morning, we got a lot of snow and a lot of snow banks and drifts because the wind last night, 50 plus mile an hour wind, it was just howling, man. And that was from the east. And today it's supposed to increase the same amount from the westerly side of direction. So where the snow is going to end up, who really knows? Big thing today is let's talk a little bit outdoors and have a little fun. Jesse Flath is joining me here from the Hazen area. Morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So let's do a grind your gears segment here today. If people want to call in 888-932-5682. And there's a few items that I've been getting calls on that people are kind of grinding their gears about. But we'll get to those after a little bit. What's happening up in your neck of the woods here? Are people still, now it's getting close. On the North Dakota side, there's a deadline to get your fish houses off. And that's coming up next week. Are people still out there ice fishing? I mean, it was a pretty nice January. Did it open up a little bit, or is it still thick as crazy up there?
Well, that's what grinds my gears is this March 15th deadline shenanigans.
Shenanigans. You say that one more, we're going to pistol whip you.
You know, it's, I understand you got to set some sort of date, or you got to make people that don't use their brains protect themselves and tell them they have to get their stuff off. But I took my girls ice fishing weekend before last, started up my ice auger for the first time in 8-10 years. And I dug 4, 5, 6 holes, and 4 of them 6 holes, I had to dig the hole, use a shovel, push the ice away that came up, and then go back into the hole in order to get through because my ice auger wasn't long enough.
That's that deep, really.
The ice is 3.5 foot deep or more.
Okay.
So I don't know this whole, and now we've got all this snow and wind. There may be guys that can't get to their ice houses. You know, it's going to take this week to knock it off with this wind, hopefully. And then you're going to have to find somebody with either a pickup with a snow plow or figure out some way to get out to your house again and get it hooked up and get it off. So yeah, there's still a number of houses out there. We went on the North Shore up by Totten Trail, and a lot of houses. There's guys that fish all winter. I've got a friend up here in Hazen you've met before. He doesn't fish out of a boat. If it's not through the ice, he doesn't fish. And he's got a pickup with a snowplow on it, and him and a number of others, they make roads. They snowplow roads out on the ice into different areas, and they try to keep them open because one of them is always up there, you know, on and off during the week and the weekends. And I've heard there's been some great success this winter. It gets a little slower right now with the weather and the pressure changes. It'll pick up again when the weather starts to get nicer, but then the ice does start to deteriorate. We haven't seen that yet because of our temperatures and the snow and the wind and everything, but it's coming. It happens fast when it does happen. So that's probably the reason for the March 15th deadline. I know there's a reason for all the rules, but that ice houses off the ice isn't the only thing that March 15th coincides with. There's a litany of rules that the Game and Fish has out there, and they're all, since they had March 15th for one thing, they decided they should all be like March 15th, and just think that not all of them should have that date, I guess.
Alan says, he texts in on YouTube, he says, too much snow in Dawson to even see the ice right now. And also, going on what you're talking about here, Shreefer Red Angus comes in, he says, the perseverance of the coyote population, what grinds his gears. Saw 6 in a pack here on Wednesday, and they have been thinned out all winter. You know, that's the thing is, so first and foremost, coyotes will reproduce. If they're getting hunted hard, they're going to reproduce hard. That's all there is to it. Unless my boxer dog goes after you. And I don't know if anybody heard that program earlier this week, but my boxer dog found a coyote female in heat and decided to have a little fun. And then I waited with my with my rifle as he was doing his thing. I waited until he was halfway back to the pickup, and then I shot the coyote. And I got a lot of grief from that radio program, Jesse, this week. You want to talk about hate mail? Holy cow!
I bet.
All right, but I really don't need boxer coyote cross puppies out here in June, July. Okay, but anyway, in the North Dakota side of things, we have to stop using nighttime thermal digital night vision on March 15th. We cannot hunt coyotes after that, which what gets me is that's where the bulk of most calving starts. I know there's different rules, but they're kind of grayish. And I wish they were black and white a little bit more.
Yeah, there's some rules as far as the producers themselves or agents of the producers, where if you're having depredation or you have coyotes in your herd, you can still use them. But that is also open, like you said, it's gray. It's open to interpretation. There is, and they have cleared it up some. Talked with Stephanie Tucker a few years ago, and she directed me to the Century Code and or Game and Fish rules that I read through, and it's there. It's not easy to find. There's another gear that just got knocked off. Whether it's Game and Fish rules, outdoors rules, seatbelt laws, whatever law you want to talk about, it is not easy to find the actual language of a law. It doesn't matter. We complain that the Game and Fish doesn't make it easy to find these laws. Well, it's not just the Game and Fish. It's the legal system in general. It's to find an actual Century Code, the 24-19.47-36/4729. Come on. It's very hard to actually find the law you're looking for, the newest revision of the law. We're in legislative session right now, and things are being adjusted again.
Yeah.
So when they get done with that, then it takes some time to get the new law written and enacted. So it's a tricky situation when you're trying to find certain things out, no matter what you're looking for.
Absolutely. And I wish they would clarify, like any means possible is one of the terms that they use for livestock producers. You can use any means possible to protect your herd. What exactly is that any means possible? And I mean,
technically that's a 120 mile an hour snowmobile is any means possible too. I mean,
I know, but that's illegal to use a snowmobile in certain areas. So I mean, I have some neighbors that have any means possibles that are outlawed since the 50s. I don't know. So anyway, we're up against our first break here. Give us a call and join in on the fun here. 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA is the number. You can also text message me at 42701-425-6651. And we're live chatting as well on YouTube. Back after these messages. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invites you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the West Dakota Spring Equipment Auction next Thursday, Bowman, North Dakota. On Tuesday, March 21st, Pfeiffer's Sioux Falls Equipment Auction out of Worthing, South Dakota. Tuesday, April 4th is the Peterson Farm Retirement Auction out of New Salem, North Dakota. Wednesday, April 5th is the online-only sale, the Mallinger Estate Equipment Auction out of Oslo, Minnesota. April 13th is the Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement out of Hettinger, North Dakota. Research all of the equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at DakotaCommunityBank.com. That's DakotaCommunityBank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invites you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the West Dakota Spring Equipment Auction next Thursday, Bowman, North Dakota. On Tuesday, March 21st, Pfeiffer's Sioux Falls Equipment Auction out of Worthing, South Dakota. Tuesday, April 4th is the Peterson Farm Retirement Auction out of New Salem, North Dakota. Wednesday, April 5th is the online-only sale, the Mallinger Estate Equipment Auction out of Oslo, Minnesota. April 13th is the Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement out of Hettinger, North Dakota. Research all of the equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
But don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back to Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Good to have you along here this morning. Scott Bachmeyer and is joined by Jesse Flath here as we do a little what grinds your gears and open lines today here on a Saturday morning. I want to say a beautiful Saturday morning, but I'm looking outside at how the 50-mile-an-hour plus wind drifts here and snow and everything. It's been a long week, and it's going to be a lot of dig out for a lot of folks. And hey, hats off to those that are calving during this time. I set my calving back a little bit later than a lot of people do, but I'll tell you this right now. We have a neighbor that we both know here, Jesse, that they've been fighting this all week long, and they've been on their thickness of calving heifers. So hats off to those egg producers out there dealing with that right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that they run their heifers, a cycle ahead of their cows, or maybe 2 cycles. They're in the thick of it right now, and if they don't have any barns or any protection, they're in for one. They've been on one for a couple weeks already.
Now, if Chad Erickson's listening out of Amadon, North Dakota, he's the smartest producer, I think, in the last 10 years.
June?
No, he calves January 1st.
Oh, January.
And
gets them on the ground and gets them growing up a little bit before this bad spring stuff hits. Huh?
I'll tell you this, so far, a lot of our Januaries have been pretty good. This year, January is beautiful. right? I mean, it
Yeah,
was
it was
really
the
nice.
nicest month.
So
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, he's I think he's done branding already. So I mean, his calves are 250 pounds already. So I mean,
Yeah.
but I'll give him a little bit of credit, but he's also set up with some barn. But he does it that way because now he doesn't have to worry about calving while he's getting everything ready for his farm equipment and trying to get all the seed in the ground. So yeah,
That's another thing. If
That's
you're a
pretty
dual
good.
operator, if you run a farm and ranch situation and you're calving in April and it strings into May, and yeah, you get all of a sudden you got jobs on top of jobs. That gets ugly.
Yeah. Well, going back to text messages, we got some questions and comments, concerns coming in. If you'd like to call in, you sure can here. 888-932-5682. Let's talk outdoors. And if you'd like to text them, 425-6651 under the North Dakota zip code, okay, on that side, area code. And then if you want to also on YouTube, you can message me right there at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Talking thermal scopes, I believe the prices are coming down. Is ATN still the go-to thermal? My son just got his suppressor after 16 months.
Yeah, their big advertisement, you would call it, I guess, that they had, that you do the new digital style and they fixed everything and you'll have your suppressor in 4 months or less. No, it's still a year or more. Mine was 14 months. So no.
It's still, if anybody's listening and thinking about getting suppressor, start
Do it.
Start it today. Do it right now.
No.
Because first
If
off,
you start it today, you're not going to have it by deer season. Don't worry, but do it anyway because you'll have it for the year after that.
it's so much more civilized. Once you start shooting suppressed, you will never go back. Never. All right. But let's talk thermal scopes now. ATN is what? So you and I, well, at least myself, I purchased it during the height of the big scare of COVID, which started 3 years ago, right? And the only place I could find a thermal scope was ATN. So I had to go with an ATN because Pulsar and Sightmark, they didn't have theirs. And I mean, there were some other organizations, other companies that had them that were like $10,000, $20,000. But yeah, right. You know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you know what? I still think them are your top two brands for, as far as I'll call it, bang for your buck, is ATN and Pulsar.
Yeah.
As far as the hunting goes. Pulsar came out with a scope that looks like a regular scope, and I have a friend in Hazen here that bought one this winter. I have not had the opportunity to mess around with it, look through it. It looks more like a traditional scope, if that's what a guy's worried about. You know, it's a little bit smaller. It's just as heavy. Thermal scopes are heavy. Solar night vision scopes, they weigh a bunch.
Mhm.
You and I both have ATNs. Mine works just fine. My other coyote partner that I go with when you're not available, he's got an ATN. He's had his for years. His is an older version. He's killed a lot of coyotes with that thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely would say ATN and Pulsar are going to be your most popular, best bang for your buck. Like you mentioned, there are some brands out there that you can get that are maybe better. I don't know. I've never looked through one of them either, but they're double, triple the price of either of those other brands.
Well, now, not to say that there's probably some companies out there that is rivaling the prices of ATN and Pulsars, or maybe even cheaper, that do the same thing. I mean, that's one thing, no matter what scope you go after, whether it's just a regular daytime hunting scope or night vision or thermal, do your research on it. And if you can, look through a few, test them out.
And there's guys out there with them. Put the word out on the book or Twitter or the tweeter or whatever you use, and you'll find some people that have them, and they'll let you play around.
Well, not only that, but there's a lot of forums too. You can go on and research some of that too. I do a lot of research on forums as well, but and you get some pretty honest answers. There's people like Jesse Flatt that'll go on there and say this totally sucks. You know, there's people that'll say that.
The other thing about that is conditions, though. You know, a lot of the forums when it comes to night vision, you're looking at people from the south that are hunting hogs. They don't have the weather conditions that we do, because rain, snow, fog, mist, they will affect the thermal big time. And they just don't have that down there. So some of the answers that you're maybe looking for, or you should be getting that you don't even know you're looking for, are going to be on some of those forums. But yeah, it's just whether it's thermal, whether it's night vision, suppressors. Try to find somebody and go check them out. There's places for it.
Another text message comes in from our good friend John Armin. Says Bill 1151 is now open for a written testimony. You can go online and voice your opinion. It goes before the Senate next week to Thursday at 9:00 in the morning. And I'm guessing this is the baiting one here that they're dealing with on the North Dakota side. So,
okay.
Yeah. So folks that are worried or interested in that here, check it out. Written testimony's open right now, and get it in there before you do that.
Yeah.
Private property issue, man. I'm sorry, but if anybody's telling me I can or can't put corn out on my private land, they can go pound sand. I mean, whether I use it or not, I mean, it's a private property issue. Stop telling me what I can or can't do.
Well, and then the other thing about it is there's a difference in the eyes of the Century Code, as we were talking earlier, between feeding deer and baiting deer for hunting purposes. And it's the exact same thing, but for a different end game. One's illegal and one's not. I've got an 11-year-old that shot her first doe this year. I had a place that I was pretty sure I could go where I had 230 acres of baiting, because it was a standing cornfield that they were in the process of harvesting, and I knew there was going to be whitetails running around. And I had a gracious landowner that Karina and I called and talked to, and I made her do some talking, and we got permission to go hunt it. Now, next year, am I going to have that same situation? I don't know. He's got kids that are hunting too, so I might have to go somewhere else. And
yep.
I've got my own little tiny chunk of land behind my house here, but it's sand ground pasture with cows on it, and there's no feed left that time of the year. So what's to say that I can't throw a half a 5-gallon bucket out there once a week for a month to get some deer coming in, so that my kid can experience a good hunt and we can harvest a deer and make sausage.
Okay. So let's play
know.
the devil's advocate on that whole thing. Okay. With 60 seconds left, I'm posing this question to you. All right. Is, you throw some corn out there so your daughter has the experience of going hunting. And then you have other people listening to the program all around the world right now saying, is that really hunting?
Yeah. Darn right it is.
Yep.
It's a doe. I'm not shooting it for trophy. I'm not shooting it for something to hang on a wall. It's for meat. I don't care if I dive bomb out of a plane with a knife in my teeth. It's hunting. I'm going to get some meat.
I would pay to watch that.
Oh, it'd be a quick fall.
Newton's law, everything falls the same speed, buddy, no matter how much it weighs.
Take it over.
I just want to see you land with a knife in between your teeth is what I want to see. Bear Griles or whatever his name going on here. All right, we'll stand by here. We'll come back more. We got more text messages will come in. Feel free to chime in. 888-932-5682 is our live online on air caller number, and you can also get a hold of us here on my cell phone 425-6651. Come back with us. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invites you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the West Dakota Spring Equipment Auction next Thursday, Bowman, North Dakota. On Tuesday, March 21st, Pfeiffer's Sioux Falls Equipment Auction out of Worthing, South Dakota. Tuesday, April 4th is the Peterson Farm Retirement Auction out of New Salem, North Dakota. Wednesday, April 5th is the online-only sale, the Mallinger Estate Equipment Auction out of Oslo, Minnesota. April 13th is the Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement out of Hettinger, North Dakota. Research all of the equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invites you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the West Dakota Spring Equipment Auction next Thursday, Bowman, North Dakota. On Tuesday, March 21st, Pfeiffer's Sioux Falls Equipment Auction out of Worthing, South Dakota. Tuesday, April 4th is the Peterson Farm Retirement Auction out of New Salem, North Dakota. Wednesday, April 5th is the online-only sale, the Mallinger Estate Equipment Auction on Oslo, Minnesota. April 13th is the Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement out of Hettinger, North Dakota. Research all of the equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at DakotaCommunityBank.com. That's DakotaCommunityBank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
That road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. A big thanks to Benny Paulson and Breaking 8 for letting me use his music for so many years now. Good guy, good friend, and just all around great person. So thank you so much. Welcome back to Dakota Prairie Outdoors here on a Saturday edition. And if you want to catch my daily program, you can find that in all these radio stations, plus a few more across the Dakota territories. Jesse Flath is my sit-in guest here today as we grind our gears about things in the outdoors. And I think people are tired of winter by now, Jesse. I think that's one thing. Unless you're, the owner of Terry Peak ski area or something like that. I think you're kind of, or if you run if you have a skid steer and you're cleaning out driveways and whatever, maybe those
those guys are getting tired of it.
Probably. There's nowhere to go with it anymore. So some record,
and it's just
record-breaking
every day.
Yeah.
It's every day and every day. Like we had the regional basketball tournament up here in Hazen, and a friend and ex-teammate of mine from high school Cal Meschke down in Bowman, his kid's on the team now, and they had a heck of a run. They just about made it to state. They got outran by Beulah here the other night, but the weather was pretty ugly this week when they were driving all the way up here for the tournament. And I told Cal and a bunch of different people that if roads are tough when you leave town, just swing out. I got floors and beds and a shop with a cooler full of beer. Come on out. We'll make a night of it. And Cal kept telling me, no, I got to go home. I got to move snow in the morning, because he does a lot of the private businesses and stuff in town. And he's tired of it. He's making money doing it, but he's ready for it to be summer too,
I hear you. Let's go to the phone lines here. If you want to call in, 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA, and talk outdoors here. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, boys. How you doing?
John Arman, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you call in.
Oh, yeah. I'm out trudging through the snow.
No.
Feeding the horses, feeding the goat. Yeah, I'm going to go start the tractor up and hopefully blow snow for the last freaking time this year.
I'd like to say that it would be, but I have a hard sneaking suspicion that we're in for a couple more weeks of interesting stuff.
Gosh, I'm going to need a snowblower to hunt turkeys.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is turkey season is like 3-4 weeks away, and there's a record amount of snowfall in a lot of areas.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, and I refuse to hunt turkeys in the snow. Not worth it. I'll wait till it gets nice out. I'd rather have ticks crawling on me.
I agree.
So,
John,
we'll see, but
John, I got a question. When it comes to hunting turkeys are always looking for gravel, because they need the gravel to process their food. With all this snow, I'm guessing it's been hard for them to find gravel. So if a guy goes and gets a little bucket of pea gravel and throws that out, is that considered baiting?
Well, and I was in a call about that, because when I brought up that on the bill, it's regardless of whether you're for it or against it. That's a great thing about living in this country, is we have a voice and we have an opinion. So that's why I'm telling people, I said, if you're for the bill or against the bill, do your civic duty or whatever you want to call it. Get a hold of your legislature, voice your opinion. You can also do that written testimony, because that's how these laws get written and that's how things change. So it's kind of funny how, again, everybody loses their mind on stuff. They start yelling and screaming at each other. And when you talk about grinding your gears, the other day I was going into Shields, and 2 kids were walking my way, high school, and they were cussing. And the one kid looked at me and goes, "Sorry, sir." And I thought, holy cow. And I said, "Thank you." And then he proceeded to throw 4 more F-bombs at me.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, when we were kids, there would have been accountability.
Oh, yeah.
And it did everything in my body to stop and go back and grab that kid. And I just believe, and I ask people's opinion out there, what if there was a little bit more accountability, like we grew up, where you get thumped in the head for saying something like that? Would we have all this ruckus and chaos right now?
I don't think you would. Honestly, if like growing up the way I grew up, if people would raise their kids that way, I think there'd be a lot different outlook on life.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that you have to, but I read a post the other day from a guy, and it's kind of a passage of right for a man to learn how to fight, because one day you're going to have to fight, whether it's in the street protecting your family, at home, during war or whatever. And it seems like nowadays it's this chaos. And, this guy was teaching his son how to box. And I remember my dad teaching me how to box, and I bloodied a few noses when I was a kid, and I got a few bloody noses, and it taught me things.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree. I think so. But yeah. So Marty Beard needs help. Just a heads up here. Marty says when all the snow melts, he's going to need a gunner in front of his boat when he's hunting beaver. So if I can't make it, John, you're taking my place.
Oh, that'd be a pleasure going with Marty Beard. You never know what you're going to get into. You could run into Bigfoot out there, man. I'm telling you, with Marty Beard, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I hear you.
But anyway, guys, well, hey, have a great day. Enjoy the snow. It's actually really nice out right now. The wind isn't blowing too bad here in Bismarck, so I'm going to go out and clear the road so I can go in and shoot our local 3D tournament.
All right. All right. Thanks for calling in, man. Be safe out there.
All right, man. Take care.
You bet. See you later. That's John Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV here. Once again, Jesse Flath is with me here. And that's got, he's talking about a rite of passage, Jesse. And, I asked you if taking your daughter out and throwing some corn out there and your small chunk of land here and hunting deer. And I asked you, is that hunting? And you're like, yeah. Right. And I got a text message from a guy that says, Randy always knows how to put it so eloquently. He says, you wouldn't throw an empty hook in the water and expect to catch fish now, would you?
Absolutely.
Depends on the bait, maybe, right? Depends on the bait here. Let's see. The problem is no one drinks out of their enemy's skulls anymore. Huh. There you go. That's Marty. we stopped fighting.
There's a little bit of truth. There's a little bit of sliver of truth to that, though. Like John said, we got taught how to box by a dad, an uncle, an older brother of I saw somebody that was one of my older brothers growing up. I was the oldest in our family, the only boy. I had guys like Wes Andrews and Dan Powell and my Uncle Shad and my Uncle Gary. They were my older brothers. They taught me a lot of things I needed to know and a lot of things I didn't need to know, but I sure appreciate them telling me. Everything's so PC, and you can't fire back at somebody for doing wrong, and you can't. It's I don't know the correct word to use for it, but I'm going to use the word soft. Our world has gotten softer by the day because everybody's feelings get hurt, and you tell somebody they're wrong and you're being mean. No matter how you do it nicely. You do it the way we got told we were wrong. It's just the world's really changed.
It has, and that includes hunting. Okay, your hunting style. Growing up as a young kid, okay, we used to go bird hunting a lot, and my oldest brother got me into hunting. The next oldest brother, not so much. That wasn't his thing, right? And it wasn't my dad's thing. He didn't care to hunt either, right? So it was my oldest brother that got me into it. And when we went bird hunting, I mean, it wouldn't be a day unless you had your limit of grouse, partridge, and pheasant. And we would hunt with maybe 3 or 4 people at a time, no big groups. Now you look at some of these hunting groups, they got 15 to 20 people walking down these CRP fields. And I get it. I mean,
4 or 5 dogs.
And not a problem. Good for you. As long as you're hunting, I don't care how you do it. I really don't care. But things have changed. And one of the bills that was do not pass now, I think it's canceled out now on the North Dakota side, was party hunting for deer.
Oh, the party. Yep.
I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, and that's just my opinion. Like John said, everybody can have their opinion, but if you're going to go deer hunting, especially big game, I feel it's, if you and I and 3 other people go out and we all have doe tags and you're set up in a spot where all of a sudden 5-6 does come in front of you and you're like, you know what? And if this would have passed, you could have hammered every one of them down and not a single of the rest of us would have experienced pulling that trigger, having that excitement, knowing where to place a shot, knowing how to hunt, how to take them ethically and clean and do that. I think that also in my mind should be a rite of passage too, is be able to get your hands dirty. And you and I have both helped with young people. That remember the young gentleman that came up to the ranch here a couple years ago, asked if there was any does, and we put them on. Well, actually, we just sat there at the corral, and one of them jumped the fence and walked right in front of them.
Walked in front of us.
But what we did is we had them, but hunting has changed over the years, is what I'm saying. And I said, it's probably not necessarily always a bad thing. It might not be your thing, might not be my thing, but party hunting, I know it's legal in Minnesota, I believe. And, they go about there and maybe that's how they manage the deer. Maybe the tags do get filled better. Maybe there's
that's a whole different situation over there. You take Minnesota and Wisconsin, those states in a lot of areas, you go buy a buck tag and they hand you 5 doe tags with it. I mean, they don't care how you shoot them. You can run them over with tractor. Just get deer out of here because they've got such population problem.
Right.
So they're in a whole different situation as far as game management. You talk about their DNR or game fish in parks like South Dakota or game and fish here. whatever they call theirs out there. I should know that. My father-in-law was part of it, but I don't know what they call it out there. You know, they have a whole nother set of issues on their hands. They've got bear coming into people's houses and yards. They've got deer herds like antelope here, just big herds of deer running around. And then they've also got the wooded areas, which makes it a little harder to hunt. You know, you can't see those deer all the time.
And they have restrictions on what you can use in the wooded areas too. Now, I got a message from Gene. He says, I don't hate the idea of party hunting, but all members of that party should be on that hunt. And I think that's part of the regulations on there. And then a guy from Minnesota just texted me. He says, yeah, you can still party hunt out here in Minnesota, but I don't like it. He said, somebody always gets hurt. And,
especially when you're in the woods.
Yeah. So there's different ways of looking at it. There's no doubt. But for myself, I the big groups, I'm not as much of a fan as that. Maybe on the pheasant hunting, it wouldn't be as bad. I did that one time with a big group of people. It was all right. It was good. It was all right.
Yeah, but even bird hunting, it only takes one person to get excited and swing in the wrong direction, and all of a sudden someone on the end of the line is taking BBs, or I've gotten sprayed by some BBs before.
I've gotten sprayed by BBs with only 2 people hunting.
Yeah, well, that happens too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't matter probably but all I'm getting at is I think hunting, the style of hunting may have changed over the years. But one thing that, people have to understand, at least they're still hunting. Once you start restricting what type of hunting and how you can hunt and what you can use to hunt, now you're going to take away that portion of people that do that type of hunting. Now,
people out of the field.
Well, will they take up the other style of it? Maybe they might take it up. They might quit altogether. And some people say, well, if they quit hunting, then they weren't a hunter anyway. Well, maybe why don't you try spearing it then? If you're against spearing or crossbows, why don't you do that? Right? I mean, why don't you take up their style of hunting and try it just to see how it is? Is it that much easier? Is it that much harder? Is it unethical? I don't know. It's hard. If you haven't tried it, then don't knock it, man.
Going back to a subject we talked about earlier in the show, night hunting. There's if you really want to try to get into it cheap, get online. Get online and search the Bizman Onlines of the world or Craigslist or whatever you want. There are used scopes out there. And I'll tell you right now, there probably isn't anything wrong with them. Someone bought a scope thinking, I'm going to go do this. And then they got out there in the pitch black, looking through a tiny little 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch TV screen in their eye. And they started hearing all the sounds that you hear at night. And they went, nope, this is not for me. And they put their scope up for sale.
Yep.
It's a different deal. I've taken 1 or 2 people out that they will never go again.
Well, it's different too.
Like,
I mean,
it's like going into a haunted house for some people. They just, no, I'm not doing it. That was spooky. I didn't like it. I'm out.
Yeah. And not only that, but there's people out there right now saying that night hunting guys are ruining the coyote hunting for everybody. And those are the ones that aren't.
I don't believe that.
But they're not the ones out there trying the night hunting.
Yeah.
And night hunting guys could say the same thing. Well, those guys that are hunting just in the daytime only, they're ruining it for us at night. It's just all these hunters against hunters, and it just torques me off, man. It's like, what? Just go and hunt. Worry about you, right? Worry about you. Words of wisdom text message. It says, words of wisdom, Scott. Be careful who you hunt with and who you drink with.
Amen.
Which is true. And I got a message from Bo, but that's on a video chat, so I can't open that up here on the air. We got to go up and see him one more time. Go up there and hunt some coyotes.
Yeah, even if we don't go up there for that tournament, we just got to make a road trip one of these days.
Yeah. Anyway, about 3.5 minutes of the show left here. On the positive side of things, are you gonna go out turkey hunting this year?
I'm not. I didn't get a tag. I put in for that youth tag last year for my girls. They're gonna
have extras. They always have extras. So when that comes up, you can get a tag.
I got my girls that early season or late season, whatever it was, youth turkey tag last year, and we had that April storm.
Yeah. Yep.
It hit right during that youth turkey season. So I ate two turkey tags for my girls. We never even left the house.
Yeah. Well, you were going to come down. You were going to come down to my place and hunt, and
I was.
It it was a tough April. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, like John said, this year, I don't know how late does turkey season go. How long is that season open?
You're gonna get on me about that. I'm looking at South Dakota's mountain lion season right now.
Oh,
Is what
okay.
I'm looking at.
I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough getting around. This snow is going to be here a while, even if it does get nicer. It's going to take. There's a lot of snow out there.
You can still hunt turkeys on snow.
You can, but it's tough to get around.
Yeah.
You got an 8-year-old girl that only has 1.5 foot long legs, carrying a shotgun for the first time. I'm not comfortable with that. I want conditions to be better than the non-optimal stuff we've got going on right now. Yeah, for you and I, or experienced hunter, to go during the main season, it's fine. But
Jesse,
right now, for me, for birds and stuff, it's all about getting my girls out there and started in the heritage.
To be fair, though, your 8-year-old daughter has just as long legs as I do. So
the 11-year-old does.
Yeah.
She's going to look you in the eye shortly.
Oh, she's higher than me. We proved that at the bull sale already. Darren says turkeys everywhere between Hazen and Washburn. Just hunt them on the shoulder of the road. So there you go.
Yes, I just about hit 20 of them on Tuesday.
Okay. South Dakota mountain lion season is doing really well this year, Jesse. They have a limit of 60 or 40 females, right? Right now they're at total of 33, 20 females and 13 males. So
that's a lot of cats. Wow.
They got a lot of cats in the Black Hills, and basically 3 counties, and that's Pennington, Custer, and Lawrence County is the top ones down in that area, and they're getting some pretty good cats. I mean, right around that 100-pound mark for most of them. Some are definitely over that here, but yeah, they're taking care of some cats down in that neck of the woods here. So
yeah, it's a lot of murder kitties in one area.
That's a lot of them, and there's one left in North Dakota's late season in Zone 1, and I cut tracks 2 weeks ago, but man, that's tough to get on tracks with the mountain lion with the terrain and the amount of snow that I have without any. And my boxer dog is not a tracker. I'll tell you that right now. He knows how to find female coyotes, though. He knows how to do that. So,
yeah.
So, but anyway, very quickly, a text message, should people take insurance out on their firearms, their safes?
You can. It's expensive. I would recommend what I recommend to people: buy a safe if you've got a number of firearms. Buy a fireproof safe to protect them in your home, and then if you have 1 or 2 higher dollar weapons that you take in the field all the time, especially if you're flying and going places, Alaska on moose hunting trips, Texas on hog hunting trips, insure that one specific firearm on your inland marine, so that if the airline loses it or wrecks it, or you lay it down in the marsh up in Alaska and something happens and all of a sudden you can't find it, which it sounds ridiculous, but it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Insure that specific high dollar weapon that you're going to take in the field.
Are they insured under your house policy if something happens to your house?
Yes, they are. They're considered contents if your house burns down.
Okay.
Now, for theft, there's limited coverage if someone breaks in and steals. Depends on your policy. To check it out, call your agent. Every policy is a little bit different.
All right, Jesse, thank you. We'll continue on the YouTube side of things right after this. Radio stations, thank you so much for supporting me. Eat some meat, drink some milk, have yourself a great weekend, and have fun digging out. Good to see you here this weekend. Enjoy. Oh, I was 2 seconds late on the outro. Son of a gun.
Well, better than 20 seconds late like I usually am.
Wayne says my boxer's not a tracker. He's a breeder.
He's a
That's
thumper.
right. Oh, man, it's funny because last night Dixie and I are watching some movies, and he's laying on our lap. So I grabbed his face and I put his jowls in his head and I crunched up his face like all wrinkly, And I said, this is the look he had on his face when he was getting after that coyote. And she slapped my hand. She was kind of mad about that. So I think he might have.
What were you supposed to do? It ain't like you're going to call him off.
Well, no, but she didn't want me to show him the face, like the face he had right there on the couch, And I might have been doing some movements with him too, So, I mean, come on. We're having a little bit of fun. But yeah.
His fucking crotch heal up yet?
No, he's got a red rash from it's either rub burn or or he's got a coyote STD going on here. Best purchase I made for thermal hunting is a Burris handheld thermal. No more panning with the rifle. Really? Burris makes a handheld? Really?
Leopold, or however you want to say it, they used to make one that's nice and tiny. It's like the size of a flashlight. It's probably 1.25 inches round and about 5-6 inches long. It's nice, and they don't make it anymore. And I tried to find it online, and they're hard to find used. My buddy that we got that refrigeration trailer from, D. Krause, grocery store, liquor store guy.
Yep.
He's got one. It is handy.
Holy cow! This Burris is $2,800. Yikes!
Exactly, and the Leopold one was under $1,000. It was like $800 and some new. And I already told him. I said, if next year, if I do the Golden Night tournament, I said, you're borrowing that to me. He just did his stupid laugh. Okay.
I'm telling you this right now. I wish I had a handheld because searching with your rifle is a pain in the ass.
It sucks. Your arms get tired.
No, I have a tripod I use. My rifle, when I go out, my rifle is it mounts in. It sits there, so I can call, and then I can go up and I can look through and swivel a little bit, and then I can.
Yeah, I need to get a different head for mine. Mine's just the head that you just set it in there.
Oh man, Keith Warren sent me this tripod. Man, it is nice. It's
the only
heavy.
thing I don't like about that one that you have is, I like my trigger stick. It's so fast, and I don't have clamps I got to mess with in the dark.
Yeah, I set it.
Pull the trigger, and the legs go down.
Yeah, that's nice too. But you kind of risk not having the good head on top of that one then too. So
absolutely. And I think I can attach one of those good heads to the top of mine. I just haven't spent the money to do it. Because just the head itself was like $100 and some.
No. I don't know. I haven't looked at the cost of it, but I'll tell you this. It is nice. But
that bog pod that he sent you, that's like a $300 tripod head combo.
Yeah. And it works good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, at night hunting, I don't walk in that far. I don't do that. Now, if I see coyotes that are not coming in, I'll start walking to them.
Right.
Then I will. But yeah, I wish I had a handheld thermal. So, yeah. I know that one that John had, it worked really good last year when Riley was down. Like we were looking at things and it was like crystal clear. And then like 30 minutes later, it kind of went kind of goofy on him. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah. It could have been a number of things.
Best elk unit. Hold on. We got a question.
Okay.
Benjamin Dahl here. Best elk unit, E2 or E3 in North Dakota? Now, hold on.
I got to go to my map.
Me too. I got to go. Let me look this up here, Benjamin. Let's see here. We'll get to you here, Eric, in a little bit here. Big game.
E2 is north. E3 is what you're in.
I know I'm in E3, but I want to see the borders of E2.
Highway 200. Basically,
that's a big unit, though.
The Sweet Crude, the Sweet Crude truck stop straight over to the border and south.
Yeah.
So all of Golden Valley and Billings County are still in E3.
Right, that's a good unit too, though. God, and E3's good. Like on the north side of the interstate, it's like super, super good.
Yep.
But you're not going to get permission. And the same thing in E3 on the south side. There's places, but so many people on the south side of the interstate has gotten kind of cornholioed by so many different things over the years that it's tough. Though. That's a good one. I would personally say Benjamin E3 because if worse comes to worse, give me a call. Okay. Bottom line.
E2 has more access to public ground.
Correct.
E3 probably has better elk.
I don't know. That I couldn't say.
I don't know. You get up there by VCs, and I mean, it's done in McKenzie County as E2, and there's some big elk up there too. But it's just access. It's access.
But like E2, you got the Killdeer Mountains. You got all of that stuff.
Right.
I think you have.
Right.
I agree with you. I think there'd be easier access in E2 than E3. But you got to remember the access is all in the eye of the beholder. If you get a tag and if you get a tag and you're alert of that in June, don't wait until September 1st to go up to somebody to ask for permission. Start early.
Yeah.
And
the day you find out you drew,
the
day you found out you drew, take that weekend off and go out there and start making contacts.
Here's what I would do.
Figuring out the trails.
Here's what I would do. If I was living in town looking to get an elk tag or deer tag, I don't care what tag it is, I would come out while there's still snow on the ground and offer to help fix fence or do anything that needs to be done, whether or not you get drawn or not, because that's going to carry on through a long time. I mean, it's going to carry on. Whoops.
And there is going to be snow to fix this year.
Yeah. Oh my God. I got so much fence to fix. Eric says one of the neighbors has a 360 beacon system and screen for the pickup, and they use it driving fields to figure out where they want to set up. A 360 beacon system. All right, I'm going to have to Google this now.
How do you spell beacon?
Beckon is how he said. I'm guessing it's something you mount on your vehicle to mine came up as beacon. What is that, Eric? Write out to me here what that is. Not sure what that is. Unless he's actually a 360 beacon type system where it's actually like a spotlight where you can go out and like spin it around. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I Googled it and I'm not finding anything that has to do with night vision.
No, I'm wondering if it didn't autocorrect it should have been beacon. But who knows? I don't know. He'll let us know. There's a guy in South Dakota that runs dogs. Like he zooms across. I had him on the air like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? He gets on his side by side and he goes like 90 miles an hour across the field, and then he opens up the door for the dogs.
Pushes the button and out they go.
God damn, that would be fun, man.
Yeah, it would.
That would be a hoot. So, all right, YouTube, what else can we talk about here?
By the way, I was wrong. I walked out to my living room during the break.
Okay. It is beacon.
And I looked down.
Yeah.
Looked down my driveway. I completely cleaned out my yard last night just because I had the tractor fired up and had to get out to the cows and whatnot. You can't tell where I pushed snow and where I didn't, other than the piles where I stopped. My yard's completely full.
Jamie Breck says people need to stop bitching about snow. We've been in a 4-year drought system. Rather see some type of moisture than nothing. So all depends on where you live, Jamie.
Yeah.
I think all depends on your day-to-day operations and what you got to deal with it. So, but yeah, tell you this right now, I'm glad I put a extra feed out for my cows because it's going to take me about 48 hours to clean this stuff up and get more hay taken down here. So, but the wind's starting to pick up now from the west. It's shaking trees right now.
Yeah, which is going to suck it even tighter.
I mean, the sun. Well,
really?
Kind of. The sun is trying. I mean, there's some clouds moving in across it now, but it was sunny this morning, like when we started the show. But yeah,
I guess now that you say that, we got a little sun peeking out here. I can actually see some blue skies to the west.
Man, it's so hard to see where the hell I'm driving in some of this stuff.
Oh, that's the hardest thing is the roads are disappearing. Like if you don't know where the trail's at.
Yeah.
Last night when I snow blew down to my barn to put feed in, I'm pretty sure I made a new road. Because I don't. It's just a trail through my pasture. I don't have ditches or anything. It's just a 2-track, and I got to a spot where it was hard and super deep, and I think maybe I was blowing the stuff that I blew a month ago because I was off by about 30 feet. I'm guessing. I don't know. I guess whatever.
Yeah. Bo Wisness is they got snow this morning. Like it's coming down up there.
Oh, really?
He's in his payloader trying to move snow. It didn't look as windy as it, but it was heavy, big snowflakes is what he messaged me.
Oh, that's the video he sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at the radar here and see.
Radar. Here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, shit. This afternoon, we got snow coming in. Holy cow. This afternoon, we got a whole bunch of snow moving in our way. God damn it.
yeah, it's all north of the lake right now. For me, Minot's getting hammered.
But look at it like 11, 12 o'clock all the way through the afternoon. Watch how it builds up in the west.
My radar only goes to 11 a.m.
So click on layers,
Okay.
and then you can
snowfall forecast.
Yeah, you can pick on how long you want to show it.
Gotcha. And play.
Yeah. This afternoon's going to be I might not be changing that host till Sunday.
Mine doesn't show. Mine shows all the snow accumulation over east. Doesn't show you getting anything.
Really? It's
Eight.
pretty much all blue over here by 2 o'clock in the afternoon is what mine shows.
What the heck? That's what's weird. So what the heck? What am I using here? I'm using AccuWeather.
I got Weather Channel.
Okay.
But
Isn't that crazy how they differ?
I know.
I mean, mine goes from 11 a.m. Saturday to 9 a.m. Sunday, and it doesn't show you getting anything.
Really?
I
got mine.
all over Fargo and Grand Forks.
So mine's from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. this afternoon. I do just a few hours.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm showing the Grand Forks, but at about 10 o'clock, it starts building over my place, and then bam, like it hits.
What the world?
Yeah. But my map right now shows that there's nothing over the top of where Bo Wisness lives, and he's showing that it's snowing in his place right now. So Benjamin Dahl says it's coming down in Minot heavy right now. Yeah, I see the Minot has a whole bunch of it going on here, but yeah, how accurate can you look? I think you should use a local, let's go to Bowman radar. Let's go.
I don't have that. Is that thing working?
You just type it in the Google Bowman radar.
What is it turned on?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm going to pull it up right now. I'll tell you here shortly. Yeah, it's turned on. See, Bowman radar doesn't show you having shit up there.
And I don't right now. There's nothing
but
happening
like north
here.
up by Newtown, nothing. There's, so maybe that's too far for the radar to reach. Maybe doesn't Hazen Beulah have radar? Really?
Oh, Minot Bismarck.
Huh. Why the hell would Bowman have it?
Weather mod.
Oh, yeah. Good call. We're supposed to, Minnesota guy here, we're supposed to get 5 inches tomorrow. If we do, it'll be over 70 inches for the year.
How many?
5 inches, and it'll be 70 for the year.
Oh.
Bismarck's up to close to reaching the record of 97, aren't they? 96, 97.
Yeah,
something like that.
They're in the mid 80s right now.
Mid 80s. Wonder if a guy can tell that, where a guy can find that. I'm babbling here. Hey, we got a call from South Dakota.
Bring it.
Yeah, welcome. Who's this?
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Just peachy.
Hey, this is Eric.
Oh, hey, man. How's it going?
Oh, it's a nice day, in all fairness. Hey, that system that I was telling you guys about, it's a thermal imaging beacon system.
Thermal imaging beacon system. Okay.
Yeah, the boys at Barber Farm Service there in Oneida play with it quite a bit. And it's got like a beacon that goes on the roof of the pickup. And then it's got like an LCD screen that goes in the cab.
Now it pulled
and then
up.
They just drive around in different fields, looking for stuff, and try calling, like on a section line or whatever. And they'll call a couple of times and it'll scan. And then if they want to, they decide where they want to set up.
This might have to be purchased for the ranch.
You got to find out what actual model that is.
Yeah. So the Fleur makes it. And I was told to stay away from Fleur. Night Ride makes one here. Steiner Defense makes one.
I can
Yeah. See what bottle they
figure
have.
out what it is for sure.
That's cool. I'm gonna go to I want to go to videos here and see it. Because oh shit, yeah. I'll be
They were
darned.
trying to talk me into it, and I went, that's too rich for me.
Yeah.
Send me a link to that, Scott. I can't seem to find it.
Just type in thermal imaging beacon system.
I did.
And nothing showed up.
Oh, military stuff.
Go to Steiner Defense, steinerdefense.com with a dash.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And then Beacon
There it is.
Communications also has one too, but yeah. Oh,
Star Beacon.
Star Beacon. Hell yeah. Now that
I
would,
gotta find out.
you know, that would be, God darn it, you know, you put that on top of, say you put it on top of your Ranger. If you went out an hour before daybreak, deer hunting, you could tell if there's deer on those hay fields or where the deer are moving to. I wonder how much trouble a guy could get into.
That would be illegal.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm sure you would get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I mean, but here's the thing is, say it's mounted on the top of my Ranger and I'm not using it. It's just mounted there. You're still going to get in trouble, right? I mean, they're going to see it on top or if somebody sees it. Yeah. Huh.
$7,200.
Yeah. That's just a little bit under what I'm paying for insurance on the ranch right now.
Oh, here we go. It's for sale. It's on sale. $6,641.
They said they've had a couple of years of using it. And I don't know. They get a little carried away with trying to like hunt at night. And, you know, they've got a fair amount of land to hunt on. So they go scout around quick and try to narrow it down, you know, as quickly as they can, basically.
Well, that's a great idea. I mean, when I pull up to like the prairie dog town, I mean, a guy could do a quick scan across it. I mean, it depends on how far out this goes, but I mean, if it goes past a mile, you could tell if there's something there or not, and whether it's worth walking in. That's a great idea.
That's what they use it for. I mean, I don't know how far out it goes because I didn't get too far into the conversation. It was one day when they were in at work. And I was telling them about coyotes, and they said, oh, yeah, we can scan about 4,000 acres in a matter of half an hour driving around. You know, because they can drive all the section lines around it pretty quickly, you know, and look around and then go back out.
Could you
don't
imagine?
see anything they like.
But look at how much this, if say a fire department would have this, you could you could find hot spots, you could find missing people, right? There's more than just one. This is a good idea here. I like it. Anybody want to buy Anybody want to buy a snowmobile that I can trade for one of these?
Yeah.
After April.
It sounds like they've got a couple of them in a couple different pickups because they get together in groups and drive the countryside. So,
you know,
one of them.
a guy could use that too, just like you know, watching your hay fields. If you think you put some bales up a little bit hot, I bet you could watch and check that out. And
checking cattle at night.
Checking cattle, yeah. I used my thermal imaging that last April, and if you put it on the rainbow setting, you can actually tell you can detect that heat detection of the calf inside the cow. It's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you can really tell if they're close to calving because their whole back end gets like red hot. Like it really gets hot. So, but it only worked on the rainbow setting.
Oh.
So, but yeah. So what's happening down in Pierre, Eric? Snow, flurries, wind?
Yeah, it was windy last night. We got enough snow to be a pain, you know, and then I don't know. I haven't been up to much this week because I haven't felt the best, but you know, it's another week, you know, of winter in the Dakotas. That's why we love it.
That's true. If you don't like the weather, just wait a week or sometimes a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a struggle. But hey, man, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Stay safe down there. We'll catch you the next week.
Sounds good, gentlemen. You guys have a good one.
All right, catch you later, man. See ya.
Right.
That was nice.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
we're still on YouTube, so I'm just babbling here. Everybody's like, "What the hell's going on?" But that's what a hell of a system, man. I am not. I'm not against this.
It'd be there again, like we said this morning. It'd damn near be worth a trip down to South Dakota to check it out.
Yeah, I want to
cruise
see
around
it.
with them guys for a night.
I want to see it in action. I want to see it how it looks with cattle and terrain and all that kind of stuff.
How far out you can actually see,
Exactly.
what you can see, how hard it is to run.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty sweet.
Oh man, would that be that'd be something else, wouldn't it? For just locating anything, like you said, especially in the summertime, you get
And
these.
for you, you could absolutely write that off for checking cattle and checking hay bales that are hot.
And fire protection.
Fire protection, livestock protection. That is a 100% tax deductible item for a farmer rancher.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'd use it for that more than I would for hunting, probably.
I'd mount it on your pickup. I wouldn't put it on the Ranger.
I would too. Yeah, unless I had one of the new Rangers that had them good cabs and all that shit. But
right. That'd be the other question: is how portable is it? How hard would it be to flop it from one thing to the other?
If you're mounting it on your pickup, I mean, you're running cables inside or somehow you're getting that inside. So, I mean, that if you're going to do it the right way and not freaking have wires all over, I mean, I want it tucked in. I want the screen built in and all that looking good. So,
yeah,
I like it. Well, this one won't even let me into their site. I think my next purchase is going to be a drone. There's portions of my winter pasture I can't drive to without a snowmobile. And there's portions of that have so many clinker rocks that I don't want to take my snowmobile over it.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
I'm short 5 head of cows. And I don't know where the hell they're at. And I mean, it's a 5,000 acre pasture and I can get to the feed grounds and that's it. So I don't know where the hell these cows are. If they're dead, or are they down in a canyon stuck in there? Or did they get snowed over? Did they slip on the ice and get killed? Or I don't know.
Right.
I have no idea where they're. Are they at the neighbors? Are they down on the riverbanks just grazing down there? But we can't get to it. So that's one thing I'd like to, I wish I knew more about. I really do.
Right.
And
just hold up the road map. The whole state is red.
Yep. I seen that this morning when I was doing my pregame.
And from Valley City to Dickinson, the interstate is closed. From Valley City to Minot, whatever that highway is, through Carrington and Fessenden, that's closed. Highway 36 is closed and blocked. Wow.
Yeah.
She's a good one.
She's covering area. And then I looking at South Dakota's road report.
Yeah.
They do different. The key is different. The colors are a little different.
Yeah.
Not much. But for the most part, like the northwest corner is no travel advised for the most part. Portions of it is closed down by south of Faith and everything. And then I'm not sure what the pink is here. Pink. Frost, ice, slippery. Okay. Oh, this is scattered ice and slippery for most of South Dakota. Okay. Not closed. Their keys are just a little different than what we have.
Yeah.
So, even on for the most of South Dakota is open here. There's one no travel advised from Pierre over to Chamberlain there, but that's about it. Other than that, Like all the Black Hills is dry normal, which blows my mind.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, all
Yeah,
right,
you
man.
were talking about ski resorts. I bet Huff Hills is actually pretty decent right now.
Yeah. Oh man.
I know Jill said she's been having snow like almost never before. Like we got a half inch the other day, and at the ranch at her and Travis's house, they got like 9.5 inches.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling you, it's spotty because even from Shakey's to my place, Joe's like, Scott, there's only like a couple inches at Shakey's. I'm like, well, swing over here and take a look. You know, I mean, for 10 miles difference, it's goofy.
Yeah.
You know, Dixie went the other day, she was driving our roads. She could barely get out of our road. She got south of Strums by the airplane hangar.
Clear.
Perfectly clear.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got to call the county. They have to come up either Sunday or early Monday. There's no way I'm going to get Dixie out to work.
Right.
You know, and I don't feel like snow blowing the county road. That's not my job.
9 miles.
Yeah.
No.
So, all right, man. Well, hold on. YouTube, we're leaving you. See ya. Thank you.